so I want to use a very limited palette for this one, and we will start with the color of the sky. So I have a very, very light blue, and as I want it to be a sketch, I don't want to add too much color, but I want to just make this whole thing look three-dimensional. So what I mean by that is that we need to focus on this area here in the center. It's where the shadow meets the light, and we will be creating the most contrast in this area. And as it moves further away from us, it's going to be less dark on this side and less light on this side. But anyway, let's start with the sky, and I'm looking that I have these clouds over here, and here by this steeple thing I'm gonna add quite a strong color here, so I'm pressing quite hard, and here I'm going around my cross thing that's happening there. So I want to leave the paper here where it's kind of showing through, and this is going to give it a more transparent appearance, so it's going to make it seem as if it's made of this thin metal thing. So here I'm adding my clouds, and the further away from the tower we get, the less I am pressing, so the less I'm interested in leaving that color here. And what I want to do is I want to add more light on this side and slightly less light, so I don't have to copy the clouds that are there. I just want to emphasize that this side is darker and this one is going to be lighter. So the closer I am to the tower, the harder I press on my pastel, and it's very important to leave that silhouette very sharp. So here, 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 so I'm very sharp with my silhouette. Here and here I'm going to add this color of the sky all over for now, and then we will be adding the kind of grill thingy there. Again, silhouette, very important. This is a very light blue color, and it's going to play the biggest part in our sky, like so. Same thing goes here. So again, very careful about the silhouette. And I'm working on the side with my pastel. So this is my top of the tower, the circle here. Like so. The closer we get to the tower, the more intense the color. The further away I get from my tower, the less I press on the pastel, and it creates this beautiful textured mark. So still I'm using only one color. Okay. Like so. So we're gonna create this silhouette also here. Very important that we keep it sharp. Otherwise it's gonna look like a mess. Like so. Same thing goes here. We don't have to cover all of it. We can just create the silhouette and leave some parts with just the paper. So this area we need to show that it has this dent. So I'm actually kind of exaggerating it even and showing it more than it is in reality. So okay, so this is the beginning of my sky. I'm just gonna add a bit here. So this is the focus, and here I'm going to create the biggest contrast and the biggest details mostly. So in my tower, I'm not gonna go around and add anything there over here, because the tower is what interests me, not the sky in this case. Okay, so I'm gonna put my blue back. And now what I'm gonna take is something of a more intense blue, just to add some hints that it's sky. So let's see this one. This one can do. So just to add some blue in between the clouds. Like so. So we're adding it on top. So this one's very close to the color of the paper in tone. So that's a good thing. Okay, so I'm just shaping out these clouds by adding this blue over the top. It's not too intense this way. At the same time, I'm creating these soft clouds. Okay, in some places we can slightly rub it, just a bit. But don't rub where there's the texture on the edges. That's a very important thing to keep. So I'm rubbing only near the tower, so that I don't have the paper showing through too much, but where there's the texture here, I'm leaving it be. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna clean my hands. Next we need to look at our tower. So we have the shadow side and the light side to it. And actually I'm gonna add just a bit of my blue back into the clouds, just to kind of create also some shadows. This is a violet, more violet, light violet, just to create some shadows in my clouds and just to add variety into the color, like so.